Welcome students. This lab program is used to implement the stop and wait protocol. Now what is the stop and wait protocol? This is the protocol that is handled in the data link layer. Now the job of the data link layer is to make sure the data is transferred properly from the sender node to the receiver node in the physical layer. So in other words, the data link layer monitors the data movement in the physical layer. Now in physical layers, there could be many problems. Either there could be a signal dropout or there could be a breakage in the link. So there could be other reasons where a data packet may not be transferred properly to the receiver node. So in that case, then the communication is not handled properly. So the data link layer will make sure or checks whether the physical layer has sent the data or not. If it is not sent, then it makes sure the sender node sends the data once again. So this is the main job of the data link layer. And to handle this job, there are various protocols. The stop and wait automatic repeat request is one of these protocols. So we'll see how this protocol works. The stop and wait protocol is a simple protocol where the sender nodes transmit one frame and waits for a response from the receiver end. The response is called as acknowledgement. If it doesn't receive an acknowledgement, it will resend the packet. So this protocol means until it receives the acknowledgement, the sender node will not send another frame. So hence the name stop and wait protocol, where the sender sends a frame, stops or waits for an acknowledgement, and then sends the next frame. So this way, the frames are also sent in proper order. So the problem of out of order frames is also handled in this method. So there is no need of a different technique. So in the simple protocol, by just waiting for an acknowledgement, the out of order problem is solved. So we'll see how this is actually implemented. So we'll see the flow diagram. So there are mainly three situations that can happen in stop and wait protocol. In the first example, the frame 0 is sent and it is received by the receiver. So it is properly received. So it gives an acknowledgement of 1 telling that the next frame has to be sent. So this is the normal case where there is no problem in the physical layer. Now suppose there is a problem in the physical layer, then what happens? So the second case will be like if a frame is lost, what happens? In the next case, the frame 1 is lost. If 1 is lost, the receiver doesn't receive it, so it doesn't give any acknowledgement. Then in the sender node, the timeout happens. So this means that sender realizes that there is some problem in the physical layer and the frame has not been received. So it will resend the same frame once again. Now the receiver was expecting the frame 1, so it gives the acknowledgement telling that it requires the next frame, that is frame 0. Now we'll see the third case where an acknowledgement is logged. What happens? So the frame 0 is sent by the sender side, the receiver receives it and gives the acknowledgement requesting for the next frame 1. But the acknowledgement is lost. So at the sender side, again the timeout happens. So sender realizes that again some problem, so it will resend the frame. But if the frame has been sent, the frame number doesn't matches. So it was expecting frame 1, but frame 0 is sent. So this means that a duplicate frame has been sent and it will ignore that duplicate frame. And it will send again the acknowledgement 1, indicating that frame 1 is required. So this way, all the problems in the physical layer is handled properly by stop and wait protocol. If the acknowledgement is lost, or if the frame is lost, or if the duplicate frame arrives, what needs to be done? So we'll see the pseudocode for this stop and wait protocol. This is the algorithm that is there in the sender side. So in sender side, there are 3 events happening. The sender side will get the data from the network layer, that is the first event, or it might get an acknowledgement from the physical layer. So that is the second event, or a timeout might happen at the sender side. So that is the third event. So in sender side, 3 events might occur. Based on these 3 events, the action is taken. So we'll see the first event. If the sender gets the data from the network layer, it gets the data, makes the frame with the sequence number n, stores it, and sends the frame. Storing is required because if a frame is lost, it has to resend the frame. Now, after sending the frame, it will start the timer and it will increase the sequence number, indicating which is the next frame that needs to be sent. And the flag, whether to send, is made as false because the next frame cannot be sent. That is because sender is waiting for an acknowledgement. So until it receives the acknowledgement, it cannot send the next frame. So the flag is made as false so that other events can be handled. The second event is if the sender receives an acknowledgement number. First, it's going to check whether the acknowledgement is not corrupted. If it is not corrupted and if it's a correct acknowledgement, then it will stop the timer and it will remove the copy of the frame that was stored, and then it will change the flag as true, indicating that the next frame can be sent. So once the flag is turned on, we can send the next frame. Now the third event that can happen is the timeout. Now if a timeout happens, that means either the acknowledgement is lost or the frame is lost. So it will resend the frame, that is the n-1 frame, and it will start the timer. This is the algorithm for the sender side. Now we'll see the algorithm for the receiver side. In receiver side, there's only one event, that is arrival of acknowledgement. So we'll see what happens on this event. So once the frame arrives, it receives the frame and will check for corruptor. If there's no corruption, it will receive the data, extract the data, and then give it to the upper layer, that is a network layer. And it will increase the receiver window number to indicate which frame it's expecting for the next frame. Now suppose if the frame was corrupted. If it is corrupted, it will go to a sleep mode, indicating that the frame has been dropped or discarded. And once it receives the frame, it has to send an acknowledgement. So the acknowledgement is nothing but again a frame with a number of the sequence number of the next frame that is requesting. So this is the receiver side algorithm.